Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you are here today. Thank you for clicking on the video. And today we're going to be talking about every single series that I am in the middle of. I don't know what really made me think this was going to be a good idea. I guess I really thought that I was not in the middle of that many series, but I was wrong. So after going through my Goodreads and seeing what series I had started and what I did not finish, there was a total of, wait, let me go to my notes. There was a total of 19 series that I have started and I have not finished. And whether they're interconnected standalones or continuous series, they're all a series nonetheless. I did also look at series that I have completed, whether it be the series, well, series that I have started and I have completed all of the books that are released as of today, which means that there's more books that are coming in the series, but they're just not out yet. So essentially I am caught up with the series, and so we have 7 of those that I am like up to date with, which I will list them here. So we have the first one being the Crowns of Noxia series, so that is by Carissa Broadbent. I finished the first house books, so the next books I think are supposed to actually come out sometime this year, hopefully. So when that comes, we will continue that series. Next I have Akutar. So as you guys know, I finished A Quarter Silver Flames in December, and she has announced that she is working on the next Akutar book, so it feels good to know I am caught up with that series. Next we have Crescent City, which if you did not watch my previous video, make sure you go watch that. I actually filmed myself reading the last book that she just released, which is House of Flame and Shadow, and guys, I was an absolute wreck. But like I said, we are up to date on that series now, which there is going to be another book. It's going to be way down the line. We don't know anything else, just that it's going to be way down the line. So there we are with that. Next I have Sutton Mountain by Kat Singleton. I absolutely love this series. This series is a small town series. It was actually my first cowboy series, and let's just say it delivered and it did what it needed to do. There are currently 2 books out. This series is more of an interconnected standalone because it focuses on, well, the first 2 books focuses on 2 best friends. So I don't know who the 3rd book is going to be about, but nonetheless we still have to continue because she did announce that another book will be coming out. Next I have The Good Brothers by Sarah Kate. I finished the first book, which is The Anti-Hero. I read that at some point last year. I read it on my Kindle, but the second book comes out, I believe it's actually March or April. So I am excited to start that one. The first one was actually really good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. So yeah, once that is out, we will continue that series. And then the 6th one I have is the Rooniest Love Trilogy by Brienne Weaver. I read the first one last year, which, what is the book called? Y'all, literally have been seeing it everywhere, and now when I want to think about it, wait, let's see. You guys probably already know because it's sitting here, right here, but Butcher and Blackbird, that's what it was. I was like, oh my gosh, what's the name of the title? So absolutely love that book, y'all. That book literally made me LOL. Like, not laugh, it made me LOL. So yes, the second book will be coming out, I think actually like in the next 2 months. So this is more of an interconnected standalone as well, I mean interconnected series. So yes, I will be continuing that. And then last but not least, we have the Maple Hill series by Hannah Grace. So we have Icebreaker and guys, why is my mind going so blank with titles? The other one, oh my gosh, y'all, I cannot believe I am seriously can't think of this book. Wildfire. I was like, what the heck? So yes, but next we have Daydream coming out, which comes out in June. So once again, this is also an interconnected standalone, but a series nonetheless. So yes, these are the 7 series, not 6, 7, that I have started. I am up to date, and I will be definitely continuing these series. But now we talked about those, we're going to talk about the 19 series that I am in the middle of, and we're going to talk about if I'm going to finish them or what's the plan there. So let's get into these series. Okay, so for these series, I kind of have them organized. We'll do thrillers first, and then we'll go into like fantasy and dark romance, and then we'll go into our romance books. So starting out, I have the Housemaid little duology, which there's actually a 3rd book coming out, and I have only read the first one. So I do plan to actually read the Housemaid Secret. I put it on my TBR card, and I was hoping to read it this month, but I actually already have some thrillers on my list if you guys saw my February TBR. So I may read it in March, April. It'll be read soon, so then when the next one comes out, I can start it. And yeah, I will say you can read this one and just kind of leave it alone. And I did start this one, but I just wasn't in the mood for a thriller when I started it. And I started it when it like first released, which I think was beginning of 2023. So yeah, I do plan to hopefully get to this one and continue this series. Hopefully by the end of the year for sure, we will be able to wrap that series up. Next to a series I have is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I have the 3 books, and then I have Killjoy, which is the novella. I have only read the first one. I did start the audio of Good Girl Bad Blood, but I don't know, it's just like I cannot put like how I can just pick up a romance book or a fantasy book and just be like, okay, let's start it. I cannot do that with thrillers and mysteries. I like have to be in the mood for them, or it doesn't go well. So of course I did not finish it. I didn't get, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize something. I have a signed copy in my hand. How did I not know that? But yeah, so I plan to finish this series definitely this year. Because I do want to dive into her other writing. I think she has a book called 5 Survive, and I want to read that, but I'm like, I need to finish Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I just, you know, I kind of want to see what she does after, you know, her success in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, as far as like the main character. But I have the hard copy of this one, and y'all, it says it's a signed copy. Let's just see. Oh my goodness. Would y'all believe I was actually like about to get rid of this book and sell, well, I was going to sell it because I wanted the paperback to match these. Do y'all see how much I don't pay attention to things? Yeah, so we're definitely keeping this now. Did not know that, but yeah, so that's the next series. Highly up on my list to finish, because yeah, it was really good. And like I said, it's one of those series also that you can stop it after the first one and be just fine. But I don't know, I feel like I just kind of want to know what, you know, she does as she goes to college. Okay, the next one we have is the Never King series by Nikki St. Crow. This is like a Peter Pan reimagining. And I read the first one, well, I listened to the audio, and I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do with these also. There is a 4th book out. I honestly do not remember the name of it, but yeah, I gave this one a 3 stars, and so I'm just not really in a hurry to finish it, honestly. I will say out of all of them, I think the dark one is the one I'm most interested in finishing next, and it's actually is the second one as well. So like we learn about him in the Never King, and so yeah, I feel like if anything, it would just be because I really want to find out what happened in this one. But yeah, it's not really high up on my list. I do want to finish it, but you know, I'm like, if I don't, I'm not too worried. But I will, like I said, if I finish it, it will definitely be audio. I just cannot picture myself sitting to read those. They seem like they're just books that you would just kind of put on like while you're working or while you're doing, like, I don't have the attention span to like sit and read it with the plot line. That's just me. Some people love it. It wasn't my favorite. But then the next series we have, I'm super excited to actually get to finish this series because I read the first one and I absolutely devoured it. I actually did not think I would like this series that much, or I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, and it revealed some things to me when I finished this. So but we have the Lord series by Chantel Teaser, but this is a dark romance series, and it's interconnected standalones. I've only read The Ritual, and guys, you see how thick this book is? This book is thick. It's actually, I read it on my Kindle, but I had to get because I loved it so much, I had to get the actual books. There is a fourth book out, and there's like a little, I wouldn't say a novella, but there is like a little like short story that goes along with it, and I started that one on my Kindle. I just didn't finish it yet, so I don't know when I'll finish it, but I do want to actually dive back into like the actual like series. And this series, guys, it's basically about like a society in college, and they call them the Lords, and they're just men in power, and essentially it's supposed to teach them like discipline and all of that, but it's not that at all. And like I said, it's very dark it's a very dark romance, but nonetheless it is so good. If you are into dark romance, I'd highly suggest this one. I had a friend that she wanted to get into dark romance, and she read The Ritual as her first book, and I said, oh my gosh, you just dived in head first. I was shocked. I was like, I don't know if I could have did that. I think it would have scared me off, but nonetheless, I do plan to finish this series, like, actually, because I am so excited. I feel like I may finish it like in the fall, because I don't know, I feel like dark romance is just like fall weather, like, you know, something about dark romance just gives me fall vibes. I have the Dark Verse series by Runix, and guys, I absolutely love this series. I finished the first 3. So we have Tristan and Morana's story, and then we have Dante and Amara's story. So I still have to finish the last 2, which we find out who this book is about. We find out about him in The Emperor, I think it is. So yes, I do plan to absolutely finish this. There is a last book coming out, which is supposed to cover all of the couples. So I think I'm kind of just waiting for her to announce if she's going to like when the due date is, or when the date is for the release, I think is what I'm kind of waiting on. And I feel like subconsciously once she releases that, then it's gonna be like at the top of my list to like finish this series. But I will definitely be finishing this series, no doubt about it. I absolutely love the characters. This is another interconnected standalone, but they are fairy tale retellings or reimaginings, and it's the Entangled with Fae series by Tessa Odette. I'm gonna call her Tess. Tess, we're friends now, and I hope you're okay with me calling you Tess, because I really don't want to butcher your first name. But I have so far, I've read the first 3. So I've read A Curse of the Wolf King, which was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I read Heart of a Raven Prince, which is a Cinderella retelling. And I read Kiss of the Silky, which is a mermaid. Was it mermaid? Yes, a mermaid retelling. So next I have A Taste of Poison and A Dream So Wicked. I think A Taste of Poison is a Snow White retelling. Yes. And then A Dream So Wicked is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. So yes, I absolutely love this series. This is just like when you just want to like escape into like a little dream world. I think this is perfect, and each book introduces you to the next character, which I love. But it's also like you can put it down and you don't have to feel like you have to read the next one immediately. So it's just like, yeah, it's giving like the fairy tale-esque, you know. It's just super magical, and there's like a little, you know, there's tension, and you know, it's all romance, and it's just all nice. It's giving romantasy at its finest, which is so funny because I think, yes, my thing says romantasy reader. I think that's just so fitting. Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So I have read Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. I am going to read A Curse of True Love this month. This is on my TBR this month. I am super excited. I'm actually planning to read it after I read Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, because I just know I'm gonna need something familiar after I read that book, because I'm gonna be an absolute wreck. So I'm counting on A Curse of True Love to, you know, pull through for me. I'm praying that, you know, it does what it needs to do. Also, I forgot the first book of this series, but next I have the Atlas series. The first book is somewhere on my shelf, but yes, I have to read the Atlas Paradox and then the Atlas Complex, which I put the Atlas Paradox on my TBR this month. I don't really know if I'll get to it because I feel like I want to read these two back to back. I don't think I want to put a break in between them. And if I would have did it this month, I wouldn't have been able to read the Atlas Complex this month. So maybe I'll do it like in March. I'll try to put these two so I can close this world out. I absolutely love these characters. I love Olive Blake writing. I do want to read more of her writing. I have a few of her other books, but I keep putting it off until I finish this. I'm like, I need to close one door before I open another one. So this is the plan. Hopefully we'll finish this in March, and yeah, I absolutely love these characters. We have the Salacious Players Club. I actually have not read any of these. I read the last two. So I read The Highest Bidder, and then I read Madame, which I actually DNF Madame. I got to like 70%, and as much as I tell myself it was a soft DNF, I know I'm not about to go back. It was good until it wasn't, and it was more so just of a preference thing. When I look for a romance, dark romance, it was more so like it turned into a relationship of 3, and that's not the ending that I wanted. I wanted the male to have to choose, and it just, yeah, so that's the issue there. It was just a preference thing. I was just like, no, I don't like the sharing. Like I need him to pick one. Like I wanted the tension and the angst, and you know, that it just, I mean, if I went back into it knowing now, would I still read it? Probably, but it was like at that moment that's not what I wanted, and it just, yeah, so it ended up being a DNF. But I do plan to go back and read these for specifically because I love The Highest Bidder, and I know there's a backstory with the club, so I do want to finally dive into them. I waited until like all the new covers came out, so yeah, I feel like now I can like actually do what I say I'm going to do, because now I have the covers. The Never After series by Emily McIntyre. So far I've read Hooked and Scarred, which is a Peter Pan and then a Lion King retelling or reimagining. Absolutely devoured these two, like literally love them. The next one is Wretched, which I think is supposed to be, I think it's a Wizard of Oz, but I'm gonna say this, I am hesitant only because I watched someone else read it on YouTube and they absolutely love the first two, and we have the same kind of reading taste in a sense. And so when she was kind of hesitant on it, like wasn't enjoying it, I was just kind of like, so it kind of just like put me off. I do want to read it. I do have plans to read it. It's just not at the top of my list because I'm just gonna be so sad if like I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first two, because the first two literally, like, y'all, I ate them up. I love them so much, especially because I love The Lion King. The Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I love that it was from Scar's point of view. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, I just need someone to convince me to go ahead and put these like at the top of my TBR. Like, did you guys enjoy these? I think there's actually supposed to be a sixth book coming out, but I don't know for sure. Next I have the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent, and this is one of those series where I started in the middle. And yeah, so I read God of Wrath. I just randomly read it one day on my Kindle. I think this was actually like my first true dark romance book I ever read, and I fell in love, and I ended up buying all of her other books, and I kind of just forgot about this series, but I still keep up to date and I buy the new releases because I know I'm going to go back. So my plan is to actually go back and read the entire series again. I could definitely reread God of Wrath, so yes, I will be rereading it when I go back and read the series. But yeah, so this is a series that I definitely need to finish because I technically am in the middle because I read the third one. So, you know, that's the logic there. Book 6 is coming out, so maybe like once book 6 is out, then I can like go into it, because I just feel like if I just like wait until they're all out, then I'm just like, yeah, you know. Also, I kind of wonder what the next spine color is going to be. I think, what do you guys think it's going to be? I think it may be, oh, I was going to say purple, but there's purple here already. I don't know. green. I can see green maybe. I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys think the next spine color is gonna be? But I think that is all the fantasy and like dark romance. So now we're gonna get into our little actual fluffy romance books. Okay, literally I just had all these books in my hand, they just fell, so that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, but the first romance one I have is, I call it the Full Tilt series. I honestly don't remember what the actual name of the series is, but yes, I read the first one, was an absolute wreck. Literally cried my heart out, and it was actually when I actually annotated this book. But then the next one is All In, and I have just put it off because I was just so heartbroken after the first one. But I do need to go into this one because it basically talks about how Casey like goes, like how she deals with what happens in Full Tilt and how she copes, and then also how the main character's brother, which I think what's his name, Theo, yeah, how they basically build a friendship after the death of Jonah. Yeah, so yeah, I just love this book, and I know I need to dive back into it, and it was just such a good time, but it was also such a sad time. And yeah, it's giving like kind of like how like If He Had Been With Me was heartbreaking, and then If Only I Had Told Her, it's supposed to be like kind of like, you know, the sum up of everything, like after everything happens. That's kind of what this series gives. So yeah, I will be reading that one. But then next I have the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer. I read Behind the Net, absolutely love this one, and so the Fake Out recently just released, so I do need to read this one. But yeah, because I mean, this one was so good. This one's about two people who they went to school together in high school, and the hockey player basically needs like an assistant, and essentially like a live-in assistant, and the main female character, she needs a job, so she ends up actually taking the job. And they both kind of wonder if like each other, like if they remember each other, but they never speak on it, so they kind of just assume that they like the other person doesn't remember them from being in high school. So yeah, it was such a good read. It was just like one of those quick, quirky like romance books that you need. So yeah, I do want to dive into the Fake Out, hopefully within like the next like 2 months or so. I don't know if the third book's gonna be like, if there's gonna be a third book, but I really hope there will be, because I am so ready for this world to dive back into the world. But the next one I have, oh my gosh, is the Magnolia Parks universe. So I have read the first 3. I will be reading The Great Undoing this month. Also, I'll be reading Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. So I will be actually doing a video on me finishing this series, so you guys look out for that. Hopefully I hope to have it out by the end of February. But yeah, so I mean, of course I'm going to finish this series. That will be the last Magnolia Parks books, and then we will go into the next like 3 books, I think, which will be the last 3, are all Daisy Hates books. It's 2 or 3 books that we'll get of Daisy Hates. So yeah, when I think about it, I feel like I definitely probably prefer more of Daisy Hates. I love both. Let me say, I love Magnolia and I love Daisy, but I definitely can see how Daisy Hates books, like I can see why we would get more. I don't know, there's just something about Daisy that just clicks for me. As much as she like annoyed me in the first book, and as much as I wanted to scream at her in Christian, but yeah, I don't know. I love both, but I just know Magnolia and BJ are about to tear my heart apart when I finish Into the Dark. So Daisy, it's up to you to help me get through. Next I have the Avalon Bay series by Elle Kennedy. So it's Good Girl Complex, Bad Girl Reputation, and The Summer Girl. I read Good Girl Complex beginning of last year, so I do actually plan to read the other 2, but I feel like I need to wait till summer, because these just give big summer vibes. And yeah, so I devoured Good Girl Complex. This was the first book by Elle Kennedy that I read, and I think I read it in the day. So it was literally so good. And so it's all about college students. But yeah, this one focuses on like the girl who has like a bad girl reputation in Good Girl Complex. And then I actually don't know who The Summer Girl is about, but I got it and we're gonna read it. So yeah, we will hopefully dive into these this summer. I feel like it'll be such like a good book to like read like if I'm on vacation or something. I don't know, I feel like that's just gonna be the best time to read that series. The next one I have is the Off-Campus series by L. Kennedy. I really want to get the new covers because first of all, you got these 3 and then you got these 2. Like, what? So I definitely need to invest in the new covers. But I actually just finished the goal last month in January, so I am going to plan to read the Legacy probably this month. I'll probably just make it one of my Kindle reads while I'm reading like a book I only have the physical copy of that's not on Kindle Unlimited. So yeah, if you guys know, these books cover 4 different hockey players that are all best friends, and so the Legacy is just like a wrap-up, I think, of like where everyone is. Yeah, it's 4 stories, 4 couples, 3 years of real life after graduation. So yeah, we just focus on like what life is like for them after they all have graduated college. So I just feel like it'll be like such a cute conclusion to like this like series. I absolutely love this series, and so I'm so glad I finally started it. I started it back in November, so I did not think I was going to read it this fast. But yeah, and because I'm super excited to dive into the Graham Effect, and then also she announced the next book coming out, so I'm like, yeah, I need to go ahead and wrap this up so I can start like reading about their kids, because I don't know, I just love these characters. I just love like their world. I love the college vibes. I love it all. We are almost done, guys. We have 3 more series to talk about. That's crazy. But the next one I have is the Lancaster Prep series by Monica Murphy. You guys already know how hard I ride for this series. I absolutely love this series. So I have read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, I'll Always Be With You, You Said I Was Your Favorite. This is actually the new novella that actually just released like this week. I got it delivered yesterday. So it's not the same concept as like, you know, They're All at Lancaster Prep, how this series is. But it does cover a Lancaster, so it's a little novella, or novel, not a novella because it's not as short. But yeah, so I am super excited to dive into this one. But before I dive into this one, I will be going back to reading things I wanted to say, because I think this one covers Wit. Yeah, this is Wit's book, and after reading the little holiday novella that just came out, I really need to read Wit, and I think it's Sylvie's. Is it Sylvie's story? Well, it's Spencer, and I think it's Sylvie. But yeah, these are the 2 books that I need to still read, because I've read Crew and Wren. I've read Weston, and I forgot the main female character's name. But then I read Daisy and Arch. So yeah, we still have a few books to finish of this series, but I am super excited to dive back into it. 9 times out of 10, I will be reading this in the fall. I don't know, for some reason Monica Murphy's like books just hit so much better for me in the fall. But then she is coming out with like a Second Generation series too, so this is also at the top of my list to finish, because I cannot wait. After reading the holiday novella that came out with them, y'all, seeing all their kids just like solidified that I need to finish this so I can like dive into their kids' stories, because y'all, that novella did it. Like, I cannot wait. I will go reread that novella. I have the Influencer series by Amy Lee. This is also one that I did so backwards. So I actually just read The Catch, and I have not read these 2. So I will be planning to go back and read these 2, because we do get glimpses of the 2 characters in this one. It doesn't really spoil anything, at least I don't think so, because obviously we already know these are happily ever after books. So like, it just tells you like, it just solidifies that, okay, yeah, they're like together. So it doesn't really change anything for me. Like, I feel like we already know like the 2 main characters are going to get together. So yeah, it's just now like I get to go back and read the details of it. So I know, like I said, one is a gym influencer, and then one I think is, it looks like she's just a this one is a social media influencer. So yeah, I'm super excited to dive into this. I love The Catch. I love like the little town and that the girl was in. So yeah, I think I'm a fan of Amy. Well, I know I'm a fan of Amy Lee's writing now, so I would definitely be diving into that one. But then last but not least, we have the Hoop series by Kennedy Ryan. If you guys watched, oh my gosh, I think it was my May wrap up, I think, possibly June. It was one of those. But y'all, if y'all know, I love The Long Shot. When I say August and Iris, literally I am just obsessed with these two. I absolutely love them so freaking much. Like, this story, y'all, it hit my heart and it hurt, but it also was such a beautiful story. I love this. I love it. The message, everything about this book, it was just so beautifully written, and I will forever hold this book so close to my heart. I most likely will reread it when I do go back into the Hoop series, just because of how much I love this one. Like, y'all, I was bawling tears. And I did read the novella, and just as good, y'all. If y'all have not read this series, or if you have not read The Long Shot, y'all, go read this book. It is literally so beautiful. Be prepared to cry, because it does make you cry, but it also like, it's just like I said, the way she talks on serious topics, but still makes this writing, like this book, so beautiful, is just beyond me. Like, it is beyond me. But yeah, guys, go read it. But nonetheless, I do plan to go and read Block Shot and Hook Shot. I think it's Hook Shot that actually, one of these covers the cousin in this book. But then I think the middle book is Someone We Have Not Met. So yes, I'm super excited. I just know that I just know they're not going to disappoint. So yes, and then I also love the new covers. I have the original covers, but y'all, these new covers are just like so beautiful, like literally so gorgeous. Those are all the series that I am in the middle of, that I have not finished, that I do plan to finish. Let me know if you guys want to see. I'm thinking about doing a series of like finishing series on my channel, and I'll do like its own little playlist where like it'll be like each video will be, you know, me finishing 1 or 2 series in a video. So let me know if that's something you guys will be interested in, because then that's gonna hold me accountable to trying to finish these series, because I also have a lot of series I want to start this year. But I'm also like, if I can at least knock out, like there's 19, I say if I can at least knock out 9. I put 9 on my list to finish this year, and my heart would be content. So I need you guys to hold me accountable to that. Even if I just do 1 a month, like that will actually put me above 9. So even if I can do 1 series a month, we'll be good to go. But yes, thank you guys for watching today's video, and let me know what series you guys are in the middle of. Like, what's your most anticipated series that you want to finish? But I will see you in the next video. I love you guys, and I said that backwards, but I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.